Hello and welcome to Sports Update on Trust TV. I am Emmanuel Fashimi. It's well, should I say chilly evening, but it's a beautiful evening here in the city of Abuja, and we'll have a whole lot to look at on the show this evening, where we'll be going straight to the Flying Eagles camp, coming up with the updates in that particular camp, and how well they are prepared for the competition at hand. That is the WAFU under 20 WAFU B under 20 Nations Cup qualifier. That is AFCON under 20 Nations Cup qualifier. They have to qualify from the region before getting to before getting to the AFCON proper. That is what it is. I will be looking at how well they prepare, what they did today, the program for today, and other stories on the show. And also we'll go straight to the Flamingos camp. It is day one in the FIFA under 17 Women's World Cup. So a whole lot this evening. We'll be looking at that on the show. I have Canis all the way from UK, Cheltenham in UK. Okay, he will be joining on the show. Okay, like I said, let's start from the Flying Eagles camp in Lome. They are already in Lome, Togo, the place, the venue of the competition. And we'll be looking at what they have for today, what they actually did today, the program for today, update coming in from that particular under 20 team coached by Aliu Zubeiru. That is Academy Warriors coach. If we can quickly look at that, let's see the updates of what happened in camp today, so that we'll just look at what they did. They actually had training, and the training also will continue tomorrow for them to get acclimatized, get used to what it is, to what we are to expect with them in the competition. So for the Flying Eagles of Nigeria, I think they are the defending champion. They've won the WAFU under 20 tournament more than any other country. Like I said, they are the defending champion, and they hope to also get this one, nick this one on the board and get better. All right, let's quickly look at the updates from that area in Lome. First, the Flying Eagles they had their first training session at the Omni Sports Mini Stadium in Lome. That is this morning. This morning they actually had their first training session, and then after the training session, though the training session started around 8 a.m. This morning, then that 8 a.m. there in Lome is 9 a.m. Nigerian time, and the training lasted for 1 hour 30 minutes. And after the training session, that is the first official activity of the team since they arrived in Lome on Tuesday. And the good news is that all the 20 players were involved in that particular training. They took part in that training, all the 20 players in camp there. And then according to the communication team from that section, no injury concerns as we speak, as all the players were declared fit by the medical team of the Flying Eagles. And then the last update there, the team will embark on one more training session, that is tomorrow morning, before they will take on Burkina Faso on Friday. That is their first game. So Nigeria will be playing against Burkina Faso and Cote d'Ivoire in our group. So it's a handful. All right, I have Canis Ifiago joining me this evening. Canis, welcome to Sport Update on Trust TV. Okay, how is UK this evening?
UK is fine. It's just beginning to get colder, but we are just doing great.
Okay, all right, let's start with the Flying Eagles in Lome. They had their first training session. They landed at the venue of the competition on Tuesday, but nothing happened on Tuesday because they had to put all logistics in place, clearance and what have you. But today they had their first training session this morning, 9 a.m. Nigerian time.
Yeah, the information I have is that Zuga, the coach, has selected his team. So we know we'll be playing Burkina Faso on Friday. They won the last edition, so that's like the standard of Nigeria. That's like the standard we have. So we just have one task to go there and get the tickets for the under 20 AFCON. Considering the preparation and paying attention to his environment, how he moved from Abuja to Ikene in Ogun State. So trying to get the boys together, get their minds into what's happening, run away from distractions. Like we heard him say the other time, how people are calling and wanting their players to be in the team. So my expectations are high. We've set a standard. Of course, it's football, but the standard for us as it stands now is that we are going there to win that trophy.
Okay, you are so confident in the team that we are going there to win the trophy. I like your confidence because you are showing that you are a patriotic Nigerian. If we look at the setup of the team, Coach Aliu Zubairu, how tactful do you think he is? He won the President FA Cup with Academy Warriors, and he was drafted into this position just some weeks ago before this tournament. That was last month, and we really it would have come earlier than that. But his tactical prowess. How do you see Coach Aliu Zubairu actually using his experience to get the desired result?
I sincerely think he's a top guy. He's a top manager, and he's very fit for the job. I always say, no matter your tactical prowess or how good you are or your knowledge of the game, talent is key. Talent is sovereign. If you come up against, for instance, at the top level, the professional, the highest level, if you come up against a Messi or a Ronaldo, they are going to crack up any setup. They're going to ask you questions. How strong is your defense line and things like that? So you've got to bow most of the times to how they play, because they are special kind of athletes. So he's a top guy for all I know and for all I can say.
Okay, he's a top guy. Let's see how that goes. Their first game against Burkina Faso on Friday. What are your expectations? I know you expect us to win.
Yeah, you already know. So it's 3 points in the bag for us. That's what should happen. That's what would happen.
Okay, that's what will happen. 3 points in the bag. The Flying Eagles, they are already in Lome. They had their first training session. They landed in that country on Tuesday, and now they had their first training session this morning, and they will still have another one tomorrow before they will just before they will go ahead to face Burkina Faso in their first game of the competition. All right, so let's leave the men's cadet team now and go straight to another cadet team, this time on the women's side. Yes, it is the match day one, the opening game, not the opening ceremony though, between the Flamingos of Nigeria and the Kiwis of New Zealand at the FIFA Under-17 Women's World Cup. It's match day one. That game will be coming up tonight, 9 p.m. Nigerian time, 4 p.m. in Dominican Republic, but 9 p.m. here in Nigeria. Canis, for the Flamingos, I think they are actually ready, prepared for the opener against New Zealand.
Yeah, I feel so too. That would be my exact thought as well. Like we spoke the other time, when you get to somewhere in the previous competitions, it becomes like a standard. How do you complement or consolidate on that to actually move forward? So the last Under-17, we finished with a bronze medal where we played penalty shootout with Germany, and now we want to replicate something like that or do even better. So if you look at how they've been preparing with some of the games they've played, winning 12-0, 7-0. I remember they won Central Africa 12-0, Burkina Faso 7-1.
Yes.
And even this New Zealand that we want to play now, I remember in the last competition, we played them in a stage of that competition in India, and we won them 4-1. So what I'm saying is New Zealand is not the margin of the difference in popularity when it comes to football between New Zealand and Nigeria is very wide. Is a wide margin. So it's not New Zealand is not a nation that we should be scared of in competition. However, we should respect them because anybody can win a football match. So again, I see them winning the match. I took my time to listen to some of the players there. We have the captain now, Taiwo Afolabi, who was in the last competition, and Harmony Chidi, as well as Blessing Ifitezwe. So if you listen to them, you would see the kind of things that they are saying. So they spoke about oneness, bonding, running for each other, and they also referenced the manager Bankole as a father figure. So what you would see in that camp is high spirits and a top level of preparation. So there is nothing that is stopping them from winning New Zealand. Is this night? So if you ask me, I would say at least 2 goals margin. We are not just winning the game, we are winning by at least 2 goal margin.
Okay, we are actually winning by 2 goals margin. Let's see how that game goes tonight against the Kiwis, the young Kiwis of New Zealand. 9 p.m. Nigerian time, that game will be coming up between the Flamingos of Nigeria and New Zealand. It is the opening game of the 2024 FIFA Under-17 Women's World Cup in Dominican Republic. They actually had a 2-week training before this particular competition. Though before the 2 weeks training, they have been camping in Abuja, and they are one of the highest scoring side in the qualifiers. 25 goals they scored during the qualifiers. All right, let's move away from Dominican Republic and quickly come back home and look at the Nigerian Premier Football League. It's midweek games, and yes, this morning we actually look at the fixtures, but let's also talk about it this evening quickly. We had the first game. Lobby Stars and Academy Warriors finished 2-2. Enugu Rangers and Kano Pillars ended on the 7-goal thriller. Kano Pillars winning that game away 4-3. That game ended in favor of Kano Pillars, picking an away win. And for Enyimba and Niger Tornadoes, it's now 1-1. Kwara United is leading Sunshine Stars of Akure 3-0. And then Nasarawa United is also leading Abia Warriors at the Lafia Township Stadium 3-0. So for Canis, Enugu Rangers, back-to-back losses for them. They lost March the 6th, and now they've lost again in March the 7th. This time around, losing at the Nnamdi Azikiwe Stadium in Enugu State to Kano Pillars. Rabi Ali getting 2 goals. Ahmed Musa also on the score sheet in that game, returning to MPFA. I think, let me say, the 3rd missionary journey with Kano Pillars for Ahmed Musa. He was on the score sheet. 4-3 that game ended at the Cathedral in Enugu State.
Now, being an antelope myself, I'm not happy about that scoreline. So I saw that they were leading 4-0 at first half, and I was wondering what went wrong or what's happening. So I was expecting us to chase that game, because I remember Kano Pillars winning a time like that 4-0, and they came back 4-4. So I just didn't know what happened. And for Rangers, we just have to probably look back and see what's happening, because I mean, we are defending champions now, and it should show when people are coming to play us. We should know that the excitement every team is going to have is to beat the defending champion. So if they want the trophy, they should fight for it. Like, we should let them fight for it and not just handing it over to them. It's so somehow. But I trust the people that are managing the club, Amobi Ezaku, as well as the Ilechuku, the coach. I just know they will find their way around it and fix things.
Okay, they will find a way around it and fix things at the Aba International Stadium, where the People's Elephant are playing Enyimba. It's 1-1 as we speak. That game is on the 83rd minute. And then for Kwara United, also on the 83rd minute, they are leading Sunshine Stars of Akure 3-0. And for Nasarawa United, it's 73 minutes of action at the Lafia Township Stadium. They are also leading 3-0 against Abia Warriors. So for the Nigerian Premier Football League, I think it's a good one. We've seen one away win in March the 7th. We are looking forward to what will happen in other fixtures. All right, let's leave the Nigerian Premier Football League and go straight to
in
Cairo.
that
This
sphere, I
time
think
around,
we've
we'll talk
really
about CAF, and this will switch over to the women's side. That is the CAF Women's Champions League, where the prize money for the winners have been announced by the organizers. That is CAF, that is Confederation of African Football, $400,000 to be split for the winners. I think it's an encouraged one, Canis, for our women also to taste, at least let them have a taste of what good money is, playing 90 minutes of action and at the end of the day winning a medal, and you know that you are smiling to the bank with some cool dollars in your account.
Yeah, it's juicy. It's juicy. But we have just Edo Queens in that tournament, and I hope they represent our brand here, the Nigerian Football Women's League. I hope we go far in that tournament. I know they would just be the third team qualifying for that competition. We've had Rivers Angels and I think Bayelsa Queens.
Yeah.
So hopefully, but I mean the money, what's at stake now? It's beautiful, and I think the second place will also be going home with the first runner-up be going up with around $250,000. So yeah, considering where we were before and where we are now, it's juicy money.
Okay, it's a good one, and I think CAF actually took a very smart step by at least announcing increasing the prize money to also encourage these ladies, like you mentioned. I think the first, the winner, the first runner-up, second runner-up, and the fourth position, all of them will actually get something, get a paycheck. They won't just come to the tournament empty-handed. And for our Edo Queens, like you said, we just wish them well at that competition. The competition will kick off next month, November, in Morocco, and Edo Queens have been putting everything in place to prepare for it. We've had Rivers Angels, the first team to represent the country and the region, and then we have Bayelsa Queens, who came back with a bronze medal, and now Edo Queens want to become the first Nigerian women's team to win the CAF Women's Champions League, just the way Enyimba did in 2003 and 2004 in the men's version. All right, let's leave that quickly. Tonight, we have the Women's UEFA Champions League game that will be coming up. Group game continues, and I don't think we will not be having any Super Falcons player as in action tonight. Let's look at the fixtures of the Women's UEFA Champions League that will be coming up tonight. Those games big games tonight in the Women's Champions League, Women's UEFA Champions League, just the way we have it in the men's. Okay, when we have that, we'll bring it up. Okay, let's leave that and go straight to CONMEBOL, where games were played this early as of this morning. That is for the South American people, their own World Cup qualifiers. We saw Argentina hammer Bolivia 6-0, Uruguay against Ecuador goalless, Paraguay 2-1 against Venezuela, Brazil 4-0 against Peru. And for Argentina, Lionel Messi getting a hat-trick in that game. Canis, quickly. Okay, Canis, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here with you.
Okay, I said Lionel Messi getting a hat-trick in their win against Bolivia.
Yeah, interesting. He's by far the best player in the world, the best player I've ever seen, the best player to grace the pitch, as far as I'm concerned. And I'm not the only one on this side of the argument. So seeing him, I think we should just enjoy this man, considering his days are numbered on the pitch. It's beautiful also to see him still carrying the team at that age. It's really, really nice thing for Argentina. I don't know when next they are going to have this level of talent. We all understand that they had Maradona, and after so many years they've got Lionel Messi, so they can only enjoy it.
Okay, they should enjoy it while he's still with them. All right, let's have the UEFA Women's Champions League fixture now quickly because we're out of time. Before we just look at one other two stories and we'll just leave it on the show like that. Juventus against Bayern Munich women. Arsenal will be at their stadium in London against Varenga of Norway. And then in Group D, St. Pölten of Austria against Manchester City. Barcelona will play Hammarby of Sweden in that particular game. All right, let's leave that and look at the Asian Football Confederation's World Cup qualifiers result. They also played. There were games. We'll just run over the result quickly. Kazakhstan against Korea, DPR is 1-0. Uzbekistan beat United Arab Emirates 1-0. Iran 4-1 against Qatar. In Group B, South Korea beat Iraq 3-2. Jordan 4 against Oman. Palestine 2, Kuwait 2. In Group C, we have Japan and Australia sharing the points in that game. China beat Indonesia 2-1, and Saudi Arabia and Bahrain ended on a goalless draw. Before we leave the show, finally, Ademola Lookman could leave Atlanta in January. I think he's one of the hottest prospects we have right now in Europe and in world football entirely, outside Kylian Mbappe and Erling Haaland of England and a couple of Vini Jr. I think he's he's also in that mix. All right, thanks kindness for coming on the show. That is where we'll be leaving it on Sport Update this evening.
See you some other time.
All right, that is it on Sport Update. For the MPFL games, Enyimba is still going on, Nasarawa United is still going on, but for Kano Pillars and Rangers with Lobby Stars game, those games have ended. That is it on the program. I am Emmanuel Fashemise. Thanks for watching.